soft pillow.
Hope the next one's got a broken leg. Heath! You make it look real easy. Well, how are you, old buddy? I was just riding by. I thought I'd drop in and say hello. Hey, you remember that time we was down in Tucson? You took that job busting Bronx, huh?
What do you want, Ward?
I told you I was just riding by and I... Okay, so I was not exactly just riding by. As a matter of fact, I come to ask a favor of you.
You want to borrow some more money, Ward?
You know me pretty well, don't you, old buddy?
Yeah, Ward, I know you pretty well.
Well, I need $100, Heath. I plan to do some fixing up around that old stump ranch of mine.
That's the same excuse you gave me last month to borrow $50.
I've got to learn to keep my story straight, don't I?
Say hello to Nora for me.
Yeah. Oh, Heath, I really do need that money, old buddy.
All right. I'll give you a chance to earn it.
Earn? How?
Break that bronc.
Are you serious? Well, if that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Hold it, Dave. Mr. Whitcomb's gonna ride this one.
Okay, Heath.
Somebody write for the doctor.
Oh, Nick, honey, not now.
Who's this?
Isn't serious, is it?
We don't know yet. Mother, this is Ward's wife, Nora. And this is my brother, Nick.
How do you do? I'm so sorry.
How did this happen?
Well, it was my idea.
Where is he?
Here comes the doctor now.
Doctor, this is Mrs. Whitcomb.
How do you do, Mrs. Whitcomb?
Oh, it's going to be all right, isn't he, Doctor?
Well, it's a little too early to tell.
Well, what is it?
His legs, they're paralyzed. Now, it could be a temporary condition, a small spinal fracture impinging on a nerve. I'm afraid only time can tell us that.
Well, there must be something you can do.
Very little for the moment. I've given him something to reduce the pain and help him sleep. He mustn't be moved, not for the present at least.
Can I see him?
Of course.
I'll take you up to him.
I'll drop by tomorrow.
Oh, thank you, Doc. Goodbye now.
Bye.
Whitcomb.
Whitcomb ever been on a bronc before? Accidents happen.
You're not answering the question.
I don't know.
You don't know. You put a man up on a bronc and you don't know.
Get your spurs out of me.
Heath. All right, I guess I came down a little too heavy.
What are you going to do?
Break that horse?
Go ahead. Break your back, if you think it will help. Silas has some supper for you.
I'm not hungry.
Oh, Heath, it was an accident.
Nick was right. I shouldn't have made him ride that horse.
Why did you?
All of a sudden, I got fed up with him coming around asking for money. I was going to make him earn it. Well, I guess I did, didn't I?
How much money have you given him?
Around 300.
Why?
Because he's an old friend.
Is that the only reason?
When he came to Stockton a couple of months ago, he picked up the old Palmer place. And he kept talking how he's going to fix it up and settle down. I know he didn't mean it, but look, when you've grown up with someone, when you've worked with them, ridden with them, hunted with them, you can't help but feel something.
That you owe him something?
Not that exactly, but that you've got to help him. You just don't know how it was with Ward. He never could make anything work.
Did he really try?
Oh, a couple of times, but he was always getting lost in some scheme for striking it rich. And he always talked about how we were going to live off the fat of the land when he made that big strike.
But he never did. Suddenly, all of Ward's dreams came true. But not for him, for you. And now you feel guilty about it. That's the truth, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, I think Ward does. I think he wants you to feel that you owe him something.
And now I do.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, I don't know. I just felt like laughing. I remember when we used to laugh about nothing. We used to laugh all the time.
You still do.
Alone. Oh, come on, honey. Cheer up. I'm going to be out of this bed and on my feet in no time at all.
I'm sure you will.
And then you know what we're going to do?
What?
We're going to buy you a new outfit from your head to your toe and go to San Francisco and have ourselves a real time. Now, how do you like that?
I love it.
Of course, I'm going to have to mix some business with pleasure. I know some men I just might be able to get interested in that logging deal up in Montana Shad Martin was telling me about. You know, if I could bring some investors to Shad, why? Well, he'd just have to cut me in on that timber deal. You know that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess he would.
And then we could buy us a spread just like this one. And hire somebody to run it for us. Now, would that be something? To have a place just like this? Oh, I'm gonna get myself in on that timber deal of Shad some way. I'm not gonna miss this chance. Now, I mean that, honey.
Yes, Ward.
I mean that.
Nora? I saw the doctor driving away. What did he say?
I can take Ward home tomorrow.
Home? But don't you think he ought to stay here where he can get the attention he needs?
Well, he can get all the attention he needs at home. And besides, we can't impose any longer.
You're not imposing.
All right. No, I just think he would feel better if he were at home. And I know I would. I'd just be back in my own place, in my own kitchen, and... Well, you know what a nester I am. Just don't worry about us. We'll be fine.
All right.
Mr. Wake, would you like to see him?
Morning, Nora.
Morning.
Heath. Heath, I'd like to have a word with you if I might.
Tell Ward I'll be up in a minute.
Boy, the sky's falling down. We got about a week's work to do today. West boundary fence needs mending. Got to get a crew of men to work on that road into Long Meadows. And we got about 4 or 5 broncs to bust. And old McCall says if we don't get those cows out to pasture Oh, now, boy, you haven't heard a word I said.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. I was just...
Oh, look, Heath. Take my word for it. Whitcomb's gonna be all right. Now, I know a lot of men that were in worse condition than he is. And today, they're just as good as ever.
I know some men who aren't.
Yeah, a good fire do wonders for this place. Easy now. Nice and gentle. Yeah, I've been meaning to do some fixing up around here, but well, you know me, Heath. Never do today what you can put off till tomorrow.
Well, what's this?
I brought it out here this morning for you.
Oh, let's sit you down here.
Thanks a lot, old buddy. Hey, well, let's give it a whirl. This is all right, you know that? I've been wondering how I was going to get around.
Well, I better get on back.
Thanks, Nick.
No, none of that. I'll see you at home, all right?
Yeah. Thanks for everything, Nick. Hey, Nora, why don't you get that bottle from the cupboard so Heath here and me can have a drink?
Some other time, Ward.
Oh, come on now. Cheer up. You look like you just come back from burying me.
Ward?
Well, he does. So do you. Oh, look, I know what you're thinking. Poor old Ward. Tied to a wheelchair for the rest of his life, and it's all my fault.
Ward, please.
Well, don't kid yourself, old buddy. In the first place, it wasn't your fault. Not all of it, anyway. And in the second place, I'm going to be out of this thing before you know about it. As a matter of fact, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Now, you save that bronc for me, you hear? I still want to earn that $100, okay?
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
You do that.
Oh, no, Heath.
It's the $100 I promised Ward for riding that bronc.
Not for riding it, for breaking it. That's what Ward told me.
But how are you going to get by?
Oh, that's our problem. Ward's mine, not yours.
We'll be all right. That goes for you too, old buddy.
I might not have been able to ride that bronc of yours. But no little old wheelchair is going to throw me and get away with it. I guess I'm gonna need your help after all, old buddy. told me to fix that board, didn't you? Or somebody got hurt. I think I want to lie down.
No, it's all right, Heath. I can do it myself. I'll be out in a minute.
Want to pay cash? I could put it in the ranch account.
This isn't for the ranch. You know Mrs. Whitcomb, don't you?
Sure.
She comes in for anything. You let her have it. I'll pick up the bill later.
I heard what happened out at the ranch. It's too bad.
Yeah.
Heath. Hello, Heath.
Hi.
What's all this?
Well, I heard Ward say you wanted to make some repairs around here. Thought I'd get started on them.
Morning. Morning, Ward.
But, Heath, you can't do that. You've got your own work at the ranch.
Now, Nora, don't argue here.
But, Ward.
Well, honey, you know Heath. Well, stubborn as a mule. Once he gets his mind set, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Leastwise, not in my present condition. You want a cup of coffee before you get to work?
No, thanks.
Can I help you?
Yeah, keep that in from sliding over, will you? Watch your finger now.
Oh, well, I guess better go around the back way.
Now, here. May I have that? Step up here.
Good morning, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my, aren't we all in a nice sunny humor this morning?
Heath gone?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to ask where, now do I?
I suspect not.
Mm-hmm. How long is this going to be going on? He's been at the Whitcombs every day this week.
Oh, Nick, be a little patient.
Patient? How patient can I get? A lot of work to be done around here.
Now, take it easy, Nick.
Look who's talking.
Well, I think Nick's right. And since you're so relaxed about it, why don't you stay here and help out instead of going to San Francisco?
Quiet, child.
Silas!
What is it you want?
More ham.
More ham?
Well, I have to do the work for 2 men, so I figure I better eat the food for 2 men, don't you?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Hello, Nora.
Hello, Ben.
You look prettier every time I see you. Where's Ward?
He's still sleeping.
Rode into town just last night. Heard what happened. It's too bad. You don't have a cup of that good coffee of yours, do you? You know, the thing I remember most when I stayed with you and Ward in Hangtown that time was your coffee. Thank you.
I'll call Ward.
Wait a minute, Nora. I want to talk to you. Look, the reason I came to Stockton was to see if Ward could pay me back the money he owed me.
What money?
I guess he never told you about it. But he borrowed $50 from me when you and him left Hangtown. Of course, I didn't know about him getting hurt, so I guess I'll just have to forget about it.
No, you don't have to forget about it. We've got the money to pay you.
It must be hard for you not to have a man around. I mean, a man to do things for you. Well, I was thinking maybe I'd hang around and give you a hand. If you've got a spare room, I'll move right in, and we ought to be able to work out something about paying that money back. Some other way.
Let me go. Let me go! Ah! No! Stop! Stop! Let me go!
Nora?
Stop!
Nora!
Stop it, Heath! Stop it, Heath! Stop it, Heath! Stop it!
Get out.
Sorry, friend. I didn't know there was somebody here ahead of me.
Heath? What's that?
What?
Listen.
Don't hear a thing? Oh, that's a whiskey jack.
A what?
A whiskey jack. They're real pesky critters. Kind of a jay. You know they'll steal side pork right out of a hot frying pan? Listen.
How'd you learn to talk to him?
Well, I'll have you know I was champion bird caller of Calaveras County before I was 10 years old.
Oh, really?
Could imitate 20 different kinds of birds. Modoc Indian taught me.
That was a nice sound, too.
It's good to laugh again. Thank you for taking me to church, Heath.
Welcome. You know, you've been tied down pretty close these last couple of weeks.
Being tied down is one thing I never had enough of. I told you I'm a nester.
Most women are.
Heath. Heath, I don't want you to come around anymore. Ward is using you.
It's only been a couple of weeks, Nora.
But when does it stop? A couple months? Or a couple years? Not if Ward doesn't want it to. You know him. You know he has a way of trapping people.
Did he trap you?
Yeah, I suppose so.
But for nearly 5 years, you've stayed with him.
Well, you know where he found me. Not yet 17 and already working in a saloon. Whatever he's given me is better than that. And he loves me, Heath. He's given me that. Please stay away.
Not while he's still in that wheelchair.
Please, Heath, do as I ask you.
Nora, I don't know where it all ends. But it's not here. Not now.
Give me a beer, Milt.
Sure thing, Mr. Barkley.
Just because Whitman can't walk, don't mean he can't see. What's going on with Barkley at that ranch every day?
Why don't he do something about it?
What can he do?
I know what I'd do if some guy was fooling around with my woman.
You'd be strung up before you knew what happened. I understand you don't kill a Barkley around here and get away with it. Not even half a Barkley. Even if he steals your wife.
I guess you boys are talking for my benefit, so I won't bother asking you to take it back. Get up. You.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Up.
Sure.
We're all thinking the same thing, Barkley.
Well, I was wondering what made this stink so bad. If you boys like to finish this outside, I'd gladly accommodate you. That goes for you too, boy. Well?
I don't think they like the odds. Okay, get out.
Hey, Milt. Let's make it whiskey this time, huh?
Good morning, Mr. Percy. How nice of you to drop by. Please sit down. May I get you something? Tea, coffee?
No, thank you. If you don't mind, I'll come right to the point of my visit.
Please do.
Mrs. Barkley, last evening at a meeting of the Board of Deacons of the church, the subject of Heath was brought up.
The subject of Heath. Now, what on earth is the subject of Heath?
The board has voiced its disapproval of Heath escorting Mrs. Whitcomb to services last Sunday.
Go on.
The deacons feel that, under the circumstances...
What circumstances?
Well, surely you've heard the talk.
No, Mr. Percy. For the purpose of this conversation, I have not heard the talk. Suppose you tell me about it.
Mrs. Barkley, you're making this very difficult.
That's my intention. For I will not get down and wallow in the mud with any self-anointed, self-righteous bigots.
Mrs. Barkley.
Does Reverend Stacy know about this visit?
Well, no. And since he is only a servant of the congregation...
Is that what he is? Well, now, that surprises me, as I'm sure it will Reverend Stacy when I tell him about it. Because I'm sure he's under the impression that he's the servant of much worthier, much higher power. Good day, Mr. Percy.
Mrs. Barkley, if I have offended you...
You have indeed. And may I suggest that you quit while you're ahead.
Good day.
Can I help you?
I might find something for you to do.
Okay.
Hold the end of this board for me.
Okay.
You calling today?
Yeah.
Why don't you join me in a drink? Well, come on. Well, here's to, nothing.
What does that mean?
Oh, it's just the last couple of days. I don't want Nora to know. Not yet, anyway.
Know what?
I've stopped kidding myself. I'm never going to get out of this wheelchair.
Oh, Ward, don't talk like that.
Oh, I know. I know I shouldn't feel that way, but... well, I've been thinking. Nora and I can't go on living like this, Heath. Not depending on you for everything.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, you've been great. Just great. But, I want to show you something. Here. Take a look at this. Well, come on, here. I want you to read it. A man I know, Shad Martin, and I were talking about it just before the accident.
Timber?
10 million board feet of it. Just waiting to be cut and sold to the mines in Butte. Well, he already has an option on the timber. Now all he needs is a little capital to buy equipment, hire crews to start cutting. Well, it's all there. Well, take it, read it. It's solid, Heath. It's a chance of a lifetime.
How much capital?
Oh, I can get 50% of the operation dirt cheap. And you know how much the Montana mines are paying for timber? Well, it's all in there. Shad has all the facts.
How much, Ward?
$5,000. I don't want to go living on charity for the rest of my life, Heath.
Ward, I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, but your family does.
Well, yes, but I can't.
I'm not blaming you for what happened. At least wise no more than you're blaming yourself. I mean, I didn't have to ride that horse. But you knew that I wasn't a bronc rider, and that something could have happened. Oh, no, not this bad, no, but $5,000 is a lot of money, I guess. Maybe it's too much. Maybe it isn't enough. I don't know what the price of a pair of legs is. Do you?
$5,000?
I know how much I'm asking, and I know I don't have any right.
All right. Now, you just put a cork in that kind of talk, huh?
Nick's right. This isn't only your problem, Heath. It's the whole family.
And I'd like to put a name on that little problem. It's called blackmail.
You don't think we owe him anything?
No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying he's using Heath. Heath, after all, didn't put a gun to his head to make him ride that bronc. And besides, who says that Whitcomb will never walk again? Not Doc Morar.
On the other hand, he didn't say he would, either. Heath, as far as I'm concerned, you can have the money.
Thanks, Jerry.
Audra?
Well, I think Nick's right. That is blackmail. But if Heath wants the money...
Mother, what do you say?
Does Nora know about this?
I don't know. I doubt it. But she'll go along. She has to. It's either that or go back to some saloon.
Jared, would you go to the bank with Heath in the morning and get the money?
Thank you.
You going somewhere?
For a walk.
You don't want to be here when Heath comes with the money.
I'm ashamed, Ward. Ashamed of you for taking the money. And of myself for letting you.
Oh, why didn't you try to stop me then?
Could I stop you?
Maybe. If you'd wanted to. But you don't want to. Nora, I know what's been happening. I know you're falling in love with Heath.
What are you talking about?
No, I don't blame you. In fact, I understand.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, I do. Oh, you don't want to fall in love with Heath, but you are. And if you stay here, you will. You know, there's only one way to stop it. Get away. Never see Heath again. And that's why you want the money. Now go on for your walk.
You knew what was happening and all you did was sit and watch?
Do you think I enjoyed it?
Yeah. I think you did.
You didn't walk very far. Yeah, I was going to tell you after we got to Montana. I guess it doesn't matter. Of course, it would be better if Heath doesn't know about it.
You can't do this, Ward.
Oh, come on now. Look, Nora.
I've closed my eyes to a lot of things. And I told myself that they didn't matter. But not this time. You can't do this to Heath, and if you don't tell him, I will.
Nora, we are this close. Just this close to having everything I always wanted for us.
But I've already got everything I ever wanted right here.
What, this place?
Yes. That's what I came back to tell you. To beg you not to take the money from Heath. Ward, we could make something for ourselves here. We could...
Oh, no. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life scratching in dirt for a living. Now, you don't want the money? Okay, don't take it. But I'm going to.
Please?
Look, why don't you go back to that saloon where I found you? Maybe you'd like it better there.
I'm going to Heath. And I'm going to tell him.
No, look, please, I'm sorry. I didn't...
Let me go.
I didn't mean to...
Let me go.
No, I'm not going to let you go. You're not going to tell Heath. You promise me that?
Look!
You're not going to Heath. Will you promise me that?
Ward, you're joking me. I can't...
You...
can't breathe.
You promise me you're not going to Heath? You're not going to tell Heath. Not now, not ever.
Ward?
Nora? Nora. Come in. Did you bring it?
Yep.
Thanks, old buddy.
Where's Nora?
I think she said she was going for a walk or something.
Oh. Well, good luck in Montana.
Thanks a lot.
And you'll say goodbye to Nora for me.
Yeah, sure. Heath.
Huh?
Take off your gun belt, old buddy. Toss it down there on the floor. Do it, Heath.
How long have you been walking?
A few days now.
Where did you say Nora was?
She's on the sofa. She's dead, Heath.
What?
I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. Of course, you won't believe that. And neither will anybody else. So I guess I'm gonna have to kill you. I can't help it. I gotta have a story that the sheriff will believe. I found you and Nora together, and I just lost my head like any husband might. I'm really sorry, Heath.
Ward, she's alive.
No. No, you're not gonna make me fall for a trick like that.
Well, go on, look for yourself.
Well, go on, look. One way or another, I always foul things up, don't I?
Yeah. One way or another.
You'd think after so many rooms and so many houses, one more wouldn't matter.
You don't have to go.
Well, there's nothing here for me. I tried hard to believe that there was. Almost had myself convinced of it. You know, Ward accused me of being in love with you. I tried to deny it, but I couldn't. Because I wasn't sure. But now I know that all I really wanted was for Ward to be the man that you are.
The truth is, you've always loved him.
I don't know. Even after what's happened, I don't know. But I do know this, that Ward didn't trap me. I don't think that anyone can really trap another. I think you trap yourself and you free yourself. And I am free now. Because I no longer have to live on the hope that Ward will ever change.
And if he does?
Well, he's not far. He's in Denver. And if he does, I mean, if he really does change, he'll find me. Shall we go?
You got your mind made up, have you? You got your stiff-backed, stubborn Jared Barkley mind made up?
I like you too, Brother Nick.
No, I mean it. You have to set time apart for fun. The hills are running with deer this year.
I'm afraid I can't. Have to prepare a brief. Judge Norris will be back in town on Thursday. Besides, with both you and Heath out, Somebody in this family has to do an honest day's work.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll tell you what. When I line up that 6-point buck in those sights, I'm going to think of you sweating it out back in town.
Morning.
Howdy.
Looking for someone?
Is this the Barkley place?
It is. You have some business with the family?
Well, one of them, an old friend of mine. Calls himself Heath.
Well, he's my brother. I'm Jared Barkley.
Gil Anders.
I'm afraid you won't find him at the house.
He's gone?
He'll be back tonight. I'd be happy to give him a message.
Oh, no, sir. I got to talk to him myself. I've been looking for him for nearly 3 years.
Well, in that case, maybe you better wait at the house. I'm sure my sister and mother would make you comfortable.
I don't want to be no trouble.
No trouble at all. I'd take you up myself, but I'm due in town.
Much obliged.
Wasted time and trouble trying to save him. Seemed as good as dead anyway. He a friend of yours?
My brother's.
It won't be for long.
You're from Coreyville?
That's right. We've been deputized to bring him in.
Don't you mean to gun him down without warning?
Bring him in any way we could. Mister, you don't know the run he give us. Sly as a weasel, smart as a fox. This is the first time we even catch sight of him. So, being it ain't no concern of yours, we'll just load him up and take him back.
Not to Coreyville, gentlemen. Not in his condition.
Seems to me you're forgetting we carry a badge.
A badge, not a license to kill.
Mister, you just better stand aside. I mean, he ain't worth it for you to do something foolish. I'm just pointing it out. 2 to 1.
You better count again. This old mare's leg will burn a pretty big hole in you at close range. I advise you to climb back up on that horse and get out of here, the both of you. Now, come on, get.
You're on private property, gentlemen. You're trespassing.
Huh?
But to be more specific, you're breaking the law.
We'll be back. This time we'll come with the law.
Who's he? Some friend of Heath's. They never gave him a chance.
Better get him out of the house before he bleeds to death.
He might anyway. Easy, Nick.
Alleged deputies?
Or bounty hunters with badges from Coreyville.
They've got a wanted on him.
Well, that's hardly proof of guilt from Coreyville. What's the charge?
Murder.
A friend of Heath?
Senor Heath!
Shorty, I've heard of it, but I never believed it. 2 left feet and a foghorn voice.
What I did, senor?
Well, you just lost me a deer, that's all. A fine, beautiful 6-point buck. Biggest I ever had in my sights. It's all right. He'll be back. So will I. Well?
They sent me to look for you. They want you to come home. Is a friend of yours there?
Friend of mine? Who?
I don't know. They don't say his name. But you ask me, senor, I tell you to hurry. I think your friend, he's hurt pretty bad.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be honest if I said it looked good. When'll Heath be back?
That's hard to say. Why?
You say he's Heath's friend. He'll need some blood.
You want a chance of transfusion?
And I hope it won't clot, but if we don't take the gamble, he'll die anyway.
Well, Ciego's up looking for Heath right now, but if you think it's safer not to wait, let's have at it.
Will you boil me some water, please?
He's in the guest room.
We can start.
Heath, we couldn't wait any longer.
He said he was an old friend of yours. Doc's trying to pull him through.
Let him die.
You ready?
If you are, yeah.
Don't say anything. Just stick to things you know about.
I know about Coreyville.
What's Coreyville got to do with it?
He's wanted there.
Well, then send him back.
To what kind of a trial, Heath? You want justice in Coreyville, you ask Ben Kohler. You ask him, do you live, do you die, do you work, starve, or kiss your own wife? Judge Benjamin Coulter, the hanging judge. They say he orders men strung up like you and I would order eggs for breakfast. I'll get it. Fred? Jared?
You're welcome here, Fred. They're not.
Now, don't be hasty, Jared. I looked over their papers. They're deputized. They've got the right.
To shoot a man from ambush?
They swear we was running. It's their word against yours, Jared. Look, Jared, I don't like this any more than you do, but I carry a badge, and the law is the law.
Well, you're right, of course. May I ask who told you that Anders is in the house?
Them?
Oh, they did they? Well, did you gentlemen see him in the house? Do you have any proof?
Easy to prove. Just go look.
Now, that would make things simple, wouldn't it? Provided, of course, you have a warrant.
Warrant?
Entry and search does require a warrant, if I understand the law.
I'll take my chances on that. Mr. Barkley is a lawyer.
Takes a warrant, we'll get a warrant. Where do we go?
To town, see the judge.
We'll be back later.
I wouldn't think so, mister. Judge won't be back till Thursday. Late.
Don't need no judge. I know Anders is in there. I'll guarantee it.
You see him in there?
No.
Did you see him carried in?
No, but he's sworn for murder, and I'll swear to
Well, you can swear to the judge on Thursday. That's day after tomorrow.
2 days ain't long. We'll be back.
Afternoon, Jared.
Afternoon, Fred.
Was that Fred outside?
It was. He's wanted for murder. You should have let him take him.
The condition he's in, he'd be dead before they'd gone a mile. You all right, Nick?
Oh, yeah, fine. All right, then, when he's well enough.
That'll depend on what I find in Corryville.
You're going to Corryville?
Heath, I don't have any choice. I'd be an accomplice to murder if I let those deputies take him without my knowing the truth.
Well, why don't you ask me? I'll tell you the truth.
I'm asking.
There were 3 of us working around the Motherlode country. Anders, myself, and Willie Martin, a kid just past 16. There'd been talk of a silver strike over in Nevada. We decided we'd take the short way.
The desert?
Yeah. But we were mostly across when the Indians hit. Yumas, screaming, shooting, and running our horses off into the dark. We held on to 1 and 1 skin of water. I figured that would be enough, each taking his turn to ride and drink. But Anders, he had different ideas. He waited until we were asleep. He took off, took the horse and the water, and left us there. I kept telling this kid he'd gone for help, and he believed me, right up until the end, just before he died. I was holding him in my arms, trying to give him some shade. And he made me swear if I ever found Anders, I'd kill him. No matter what's happened in Corryville, he's earned it to die.
When a court of law says so, Heath. Not before.
And no one for me. Mother? Audra? Nick? I'd like to be.
Heath, listen to me.
I just did. And what you didn't say was loud and clear. You're bringing it down to him or me.
No, to right or wrong, and that leaves us no choice.
You want me, I'll be in town at the hotel. Just tell me when he's left the house.
I'm in a pack. I want to take the night stage.
He's not ready to ride, senor.
The cinch is loose again. Thought I told you.
This horse, he's a son of a gun, always fools me, always sucks wind.
How smart does it take to outsmart a horse?
He's got a mind of his own, just like you, huh?
Well, his own mind could tumble me off someday just because you're too lazy to kick him in the belly and tighten a cinch. If you let that happen again, you'll be out mending fences and chopping mesquite. Maybe all you're good for anyway.
I want to talk to you.
I guess he just worries for his friend.
You worried?
Shouldn't I be?
For Heath?
Even more for you. I wish I could talk you out of going to Corryville.
Don't try, Mother, please.
But if you have to be back by Thursday, that only gives you 2 days.
The world was made in 7. And not that I'm trying to compete. Now, look. I'll telegraph you by noon tomorrow. Promise me you won't worry.
Marshal. My name is Barkley. I just arrived in town. I thought maybe you might be able to help me.
Peddling?
Just advice. I'm a lawyer.
Lawyer, huh? Well, it don't give me no pleasure to tell you this, but you're fixing to make a living. Might as well know you're going to have to scratch for business.
Well, I'm not interested in business, Marshal, just information. About a man named Gil Anders.
What kind of information?
Oh, who he was, what he was, anything you might happen to know about him.
There isn't too much to tell. He worked odd jobs around town. What time he wasn't working on the red eye. Harmless enough when he was off the stuff, though. About busted me up to bring him in.
I take it you arrested him.
That's right. For murder. Well, I thought you knowed. He's pure quiet when I locked him up. Should have known he was figuring to make a break.
He tried to escape?
I just told you. Right that same night.
Tell me, Marshal, were there any witnesses to this murder?
Not as I ever heard.
And you put out a wanted on him, dead or alive, without so much as a witness to back up the charge?
Everybody knew it was him.
Without a trial?
There'd have been a trial. I'd have seen to it.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure you would have, Marshal.
Now, you want some more. You better go someplace else.
Just one more thing, Marshal. Who was he supposed to have murdered?
The school teacher, Horace Ames.
Why?
The teacher, he sort of took care of Anders. Handouts and such. The story is he got tired of it and told Anders off. So, Anders, he waited one night for him by the schoolhouse and, well, that's how it come to me.
Thank you very much, Marshal.
Mister, you say your name is Barkley?
I did.
You wouldn't be one of them Barkleys from up around Stockton.
I would. Morning. I just arrived, all the way from Stockton. If you ask me, I'd say the trip was fine. If you asked, I'd like a room, please.
We're all filled up, mister.
Oh? Well, if you're not, you're in trouble. I refer you to the state code. Specifically, Chapter 7, Paragraph 12, subsection C, which states, and I quote, any proprietor, clerk, or employee of a hotel or inn which refuses lodgings when such lodgings are available is guilty of a misdemeanor, punishable by fine or imprisonment or both. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like a room, please.
All right. 16. Straight up the stairs, first door on your right. Oh, checkout time is 2 o'clock. I'll have to charge you half a day for this morning.
You do that.
Ben?
Ollie?
Ben.
Ollie, what's your problem?
It ain't just mine. It's yours, too.
What are you talking about?
A lawyer just come into town. He's been asking me questions about Gil Anders.
Asking questions won't get him nothing?
Ben, I took Matt's word Anders did it. Now, I don't want to be put in the middle of anything.
Someday, I'm gonna get me a marshal that don't come running to me to wipe his nose. Ollie, just do as you're told. You ain't gonna be in no middle.
Well, I just couldn't help thinking.
You talk problems. This telegram's one for real. It's from Hoover and Waiting. They're up in Stockton. They got Anders holed up, but they can't get to him. Some family up there is hiding them out.
Well, they're both deputized. They can just walk in and take them.
That family carries too much weight. Did you ever hear of the Barkleys?
Ben, I just talked to one. That lawyer feller I've been telling you about.
He's a Barkley?
Ben, what do we do?
He's a guest. He gets to make the first move.
Matt, you heard what Mr. Odom said. Why would a lawyer come all the way from Stockton to ask questions about Gil Anders?
He'll find out he's wasting his time, so why don't you just stop worrying?
But even... Matt, I'm frightened. Somebody's bound to let it slip.
You should have thought of that.
Don't say that to me. I told you everything that happened.
Get your shawl.
But I tell you, Ben, I just had to give him the room. He had me twixt the tail and the snoot. Why, tossing the law at me like that, why...
I never knew you had much reverence for the law. It's just as well keep an eye on him. Makes any mistakes, you come to me directly.
I'll do that, Ben. You can count on that, Ben.
Cass, you were leaving?
Sure, Ben. You bet. You bet. She's scared, Uncle Ben.
Must be that lawyer. Honey, you're causing this family a lot of trouble.
Told her there won't be no trouble. Everybody in this town knows who butters their bread.
Well, now, you know that, nephew, and I know that. Question is, does Mr. Barkley know it? Maybe somebody ought to teach it to him.
Any change, Doctor?
Pulses may be a shade stronger. The transfusion helped. Did Heath come back?
He's like his father, just as strong and twice as stubborn.
How about Jared?
He said he'd telegraph, and I'm sure he will. Let us know if you need anything.
Victoria, if Heath were here, it could make the difference.
Call. Dead man's hand. Aces and eights.
3 big men. Mister, you sure like giving that green stuff away.
Well, it's only money, gentlemen.
Yeah, but you don't have to give it away like it was peanut shells. Them some pretty wild bets you've been making.
I'll tell you what. I'll make another one. $100 US. Cash. That no one at this table can tell me why Gil Anders killed a school teacher. Well, I guess it wasn't as wild as I thought. No one seemed to take me up on it. I'm afraid you've left me out. Well, gentlemen, thanks for the hospitality. Whiskey.
guess I've tasted worse.
Yeah, it's the best we got. Figured you could afford it. You on the level about that $100?
I am.
You go to pay me. Drop the 100 on the table. Drinks are 2 bits. You can have the whole bottle for $1.
I'll take the bottle.
Thanks.
Talk.
Ask Amy Coulter. I can't tell you no more.
I want to tell you something. And this is from a man who knows. Don't ever trust anybody. And I mean anybody. Nice girl like you could get hurt pretty bad. And the very ones you count on will be the ones that'll go against you. And then sit down to supper and never think on it twice.
Give me a whiskey, please. I said give me a whiskey.
You heard the lady. Give her a whiskey. That's right, lady.
No, thanks just the same.
We're just trying to be a little friendly.
The lady wants you to leave.
The lady didn't say so.
Well, Ed, I'm saying so. I just hope you've got a good reason.
Why? Are you the only member of the family privileged to make a fool of himself? I've taken my whiskey like this before. To keep the life in me when it was 10 below, and we were bringing the herd down from the summer range, and the snow so deep we had to wait for a freeze. I was ready to give up many times, but I didn't because your father was with me. I don't know if I could have made it had I been alone. Heath. He's alone. He may die. He may not live out the day.
Just let me know and I'll dig the hole.
Dr. Marat feels that if he came to and recognized you, he might...
Look, I told you how it was. I want to see him dead. A rope, bullet, anything, just so he's dead. And if I can, by not being home, then I'll take that as special satisfaction.
I knew you could hate. But I didn't know how much.
Key, please.
Oh, by the way, can you tell me where I can find Amy Coulter?
Mister, why don't you stay out of it and stop asking before you get hurt, huh?
Sure.
The name is Matt Coulter. Judge is my uncle. Thought you'd want to think on that when you ride out.
Maybe I will. When I ride out.
You got a horse in the alley, all saddled and waiting. Just happens he's pointed toward Stockton.
Well, now, that's very generous of you. I'll be happy to borrow him.
Now.
When I've finished my business here in your fair city.
That ought to do for now.
Mother!
Yes, Nick.
The telegraph hasn't come in yet.
Did you ask Mr. Carter personally?
Yes, I did. I'm having him double check every telegraph that does come in, and as soon as it does, he'll send a writer out with it. Oh, now look, telegraphs have been known to be delayed.
Jared promised. He said not later than noon.
Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. That's for me to ride into Corryville myself.
Be careful, Nick.
That's my middle name. Oh, do you think maybe Heath'd like to ride along?
Oh, I'm sure he'd love to go. Well, it wouldn't hurt to ask.
All right.
Don't scare Uncle Ben. He real stubborn like. Wouldn't listen to reason.
Figured a way to handle him?
I was waiting on you for that.
Now, wait. Something happens, I'm the one who'll be blamed. Now, Ben, I'm the law in this town.
When I say you're the law. Could have an accident.
You ain't worried none he's a Barkley?
Stockton, maybe. Here, he's nothing.
Ben, don't do it. I'm asking you.
If you got no stomach for it, then get out.
Now, look, Ben, there's
I
hope.
said get out.
What kind of an accident you have in mind?
Freight wagon, 4 up like that. Somebody gets run over. He ain't gonna ask many more questions.
Oh, no, Uncle Ben, you can't. I feel guilty enough about the other. Please let him go. I'll never find out.
Amy.
You better go home.
Please, open up.
Come in.
Mr. Barkley,
That's right.
you'll be killed if you stay here. Please come with me.
Who are you?
I'm Amy Coulter. Right here. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You'll be safe here for the night.
You knew the school teacher, didn't you?
Yes.
I want you to tell me what happened.
I can't. I've got to get back. If Matt comes home, I'll be back before school starts. I will. Please let me go now.
All right, I'll see you in the morning.
You're 10. 10 more just to keep out the horse thieves.
You boys can't beat kings, you better drop. Now to bust you right in the teeth.
Oh, now you just go ahead and try. I'd like an excuse to tear you apart top to bottom.
All right, big brother.
You name the game, but anything you start, I figure to finish. Well, come on.
Now that would pleasure me. But I'd like the proper time to do the proper job, and unfortunately right now I don't have the proper time. But I'll tell you what, you just try me when I get back from Corryville.
Corryville?
Jared went down there last night. He was supposed to telegraph us. We haven't heard a word. Oh, but don't let that interfere with your card game. Gentlemen.
What are you waiting for?
Nothing.
Brought you some breakfast.
Thanks.
Matt went out early with the others. They're still looking for you. The stage leaves at 7:30. I packed some sandwiches. You'll be hungry on the stage.
If I'm on the stage.
You must leave. They'll kill you if you don't.
I'm not leaving until you tell me what happened.
About the school teacher, Horace and me.
That's right.
There was nothing that in any way could be considered wrong.
I understand.
You believe me?
Yes, I think I do.
No one in Corryville did. I came out here from Ohio. Came out to teach. I hated it. Oh, not the children. I love the children. But this town, shoddy and vulgar. Most of all, lonely. No one to talk to. That's the worst kind of loneliness, don't you think?
I suppose.
And I married Matt. Found I couldn't talk to him either. Then Horace came to take over the school. He was young, bursting with knowledge about books and people, science and nature. At last I had someone I could talk to. It was always in the daytime, with the children around.
I said I understood.
Except once, at night. Horace was working late, and I wanted to return a book. Most of all, I wanted to talk about it. So I came here, and we talked. And afterwards, Horace walked outside with me. Matt was there. He said vile, horrible things to him. Horace stood up to him. Matt killed him. Blamed it on Gil Anders.
And you'd have let Anders die for that?
I don't know. Matt said he'd kill me, too.
If I wrote that out, would you sign it?
Is there time? You have to catch that stage.
We've got 15 minutes. That's plenty of time.
Mr. Barkley registered here?
Barkley?
Yeah.
I don't believe we have a Mr. Barkley here.
Oh, you had him last night? What room is he in? I said, what room?
16.
The key. Thank you.
Thanks for helping us find him.
Pat, he's leaving on the stage. You'll never see him again.
Yeah.
That's just about as far as you're gonna take him. Come on, get out of here. Move.
Matt, don't.
Stay back.
I must say I'm rather pleased to see you. That's Matt Coulter. He's the one that should have been on that wanted poster.
Let me through. Let me through.
Them. They killed him. They gunned him down. The whole three of them, I want them under arrest.
Arrest? What are you talking about?
You heard me, Ollie. I'm making the charge myself. Take him in.
Look, Ben.
Something gone wrong with your hearing. I'm charging the men with murder.
It wasn't murder. I saw it. Matt fired first. They were only defending themselves.
I'm telling you once more, Ollie. I want them in jail.
I'm sorry, Ben. If the witness said it was self-defense.
Are you trying to stand up to me?
Ben, I'm kind of partial to this badge. I aim to wear it a spell. Like it ought to be worn. All right. A couple of you men take Matt to Doc Grant's. All right, folks, no more reason for you to be standing here. Let's move along. Come on.
Take Matt's horse. I'll come up for him. I don't plan on staying in this town very long.
Jared, Nick, Heath, it's good to see you.
Hello, Audra. How is he?
Always too stubborn to die. That's what your blood did to him. He only wants one thing, to talk to you.
We've got nothing to talk about. Well, now, you can't be sure until you let him speak his piece. You mean to let him try and crawl out of what he did?
How do you know he didn't have a good reason?
Because I know Anders.
He's guilty.
Heath, you thought he was guilty at Corryville, too.
Heath, please.
Heath. Took a long time to find you. But I kept looking. Close to 3 years.
All right, Andrew, say what you want. Let's get it over with.
That was a stinking bad thing I done out there in the desert. No excuses for it, neither. Not then, not now. I was just too purely scared, was all. Thing like that, it stays with you. It eats out your heart. It's the whole thing. You do something wrong, you do it mostly to yourself.
What do you want from me?
I know you can't forgive me. I got no right to ask. But I swear, I'd give my life to do it over. And that's what I come to ask. That you'd believe I would.
I believe you would.